resistance is futile. I know. There are a ton of you out there saying, oh, here we go again with this guy. He flip-flops more than a fish out of water or whatever. And I understand why you feel that way. I understand that over the past couple of years, I've been sending out all kinds of crazy mixed messages. First, I love Apple, and Apple is my thing, and then I hate Apple. How many times have I said that I'm leaving Apple only to come back a month or two later? Many. I know. And it's frustrating. I get it. Please forgive me. It's made me crazy as well. But what I want you to understand is I have gone back and forth about Apple like this because there's been a battle going on in my head for the past couple of years. One that pits my love of Apple, the company that I've been a customer of for many, many years, and the Apple of today. The back and forth has honestly been very, very hard for me, but I've tried to sort of put it out here on the channel so that you can see what I'm going through, and maybe for some of you, you have sort of felt the same way and my videos have struck a chord with you. For others, I'm sure that you have just wanted to scream and run away. The Apple I fell in love with was born in a different century, before a lot of the folks watching this video were even alive, or at least not potty trained. It was a time when desktop computing was the hotly contested battleground in tech. That Apple of that time was built on an ethos of think different, and it just works. Those marketing slogans were meant to highlight the difference between PC and Mac at the time. As the conventional wisdom went, Apple was for creators. They made the computers that I learned how to record music on, that I learned graphic design on, and they were integral to everything that I did. And at the time, they were the only computers that could easily navigate those waters. PCs, by and large, were seen to be for business. It was that simple. And that line held for a long time. It's only been in relative recent times that PCs have come around and become real competitors for the creative desktop. But let's not let that cloud our thinking. In the end, Apple versus PC, nobody really won that fight. Both platforms are still active, doing their things today, still improving, still loved by people on either side. I wrote this script on my PC, but it's right next to my MacBook Pro. Just like I carry two phones at the same time, an iPhone and this LG V50 is what is in my pocket right now. Android versus iOS has been the battleground for the past decade or so, but now, really since 2015, that war has been over. There are fantastic Android devices out there every year, and every year Apple comes out with a new iPhone that is in some ways better than the iPhone that came before. In the past 3 or 4 years, the difference between them has really become negligible. What a smartphone does is pretty well established now, and both Android and iOS devices perform those duties nearly flawlessly at this point. Yes, there are differences between the two, and one will appeal to one person more than it appeals to the other, and vice versa. It's like Pepsi versus Coke. Of course, they are different, but in the larger view, they are basically the same. Our lizard brains tell us to join a tribe and to feel safe and feel like we belong, whether it's a sports rivalry between one town and the next or your smartphone of choice. Fundamentally, though, neither are better or worse, just different. So, what does this all mean for me? Why am I telling you all this? I've decided after all this battle back and forth that I'm done fighting with myself over the Apple of the previous century and the Apple of today. I'm going to take every device as it comes and allow myself to enjoy them again. I don't like a lot of what the Apple of today stands for. The Apple of today often puts profit over product, and that shows in the products themselves. They are less reliable than they used to be. Apple has made some weird decisions and then stuck to their guns, like with the Butterfly keyboard and all the problems that it's had, but they've come out on the other side of that. And then there's their funny business with phone batteries, and they've offered a mea culpa for that as well. All that matters, yes. At 10,000 feet, looking at the company, talking about it intellectually, it's important that we have that conversation. But at the same time, I still use and enjoy my MacBook Pro every day, and it's integral to the work that I do. After fighting with myself for all these years about whether or not Apple is still good or if Apple is evil, I'm going to allow myself to just jump off the hook and enjoy tech. When it's necessary, I will still critique Apple or any company, call them out on this channel about the good or bad that they're doing. Painfully Honest Tech is about being honest about the technology we use, the good, the bad, and talking plainly about it. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm done beating myself up. I want to have a conversation about these products, but coming from the place where I started, the joy of these products. I have loved Apple for many years, and I have to be honest with myself. I still do. Their products fit well into what I do every day, from the iPhone all the way to the Apple TV, everything in between, except for the HomePod. The HomePod still sucks. I'm looking forward to getting the new iPhone 11. I'm just gonna, no mystery there. I'm looking forward to it, just like I was looking forward to the Note 10. How I feel about the devices after using them for a while, that's a different story. It's open for debate. But I love tech. I love geeking out and talking about it and getting deep into the weeds because it's interesting to me. That's why I do this, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to support myself and my family while doing it. That's such an incredible gift. The past few months have been really hard because I've lost sight of that. Some of that's a product of taking my hobby and turning it into a profession. Some of it's trying to square the videos and statements I made a year ago and the videos and statements I'm going to make this year, and wanting to be consistent or something. That's not the way the brain works. Things evolve. So yeah, in the end, I love Apple and I hate Apple. I love tech and the tech world, but it often frustrates me. That's where the friction is. And that's a place where I really enjoy grinding and talking and having boisterous discussions about it. But what I need to do now for myself, for the people who watch this channel, is to take myself out of the grinder and be the person who can love and can hate Apple at the same time, but can meet it halfway and enjoy the process of talking about what they do. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Thanks so much for sticking with me. If this was your first time and you want to come on back again, then you can like, bell notify, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be a lot more Apple content coming as the iPhone is released and everything else that's coming out at the event tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. If you've been here before, thank you ever so much for coming back again. If it's within your means to punch that join button, find out more about what I'm doing in terms of perks and supporting the channel in that way, it really, really does help a lot. But no matter what, I'm grateful for your presence. My name is Jason, and this is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.